want you to tell me a little bit about your history and how you got started. But first, I'd like to ask you how you were led to Christ uh, to come into your academy, your finishing academy.
I was into teaching. I applied for jobs that I thought I could do, and it was always something wrong with the jobs. I applied at the radio stations. I applied to be a broadcaster. I applied at the television stations, and it was always something there to stop me from getting the job. And my quest to get out of teaching lasted for about 20 years. And now that's a long time to be trying to get out of one profession.
But I understand.
So for 20 whole years I was trying to get out of it, but at the same time I was wanting to be the teacher that I thought I could be because I owed it to the students, and also because of my drive toward perfection. I feel like anything that I do, I need to do it to the best of my ability or not do it at all. And then at one point along the way in trying to get out, I thought if I won awards and if I became an award-winning teacher, then this would make me satisfied with the profession. So I set out to be the best teacher that they awards for Teacher of the Year and Teacher of the Week and Teacher of the Month, and I became a career ladder teacher, level 3. I traveled the state of Tennessee evaluating other teachers all across the state, and I just got to the top of the teaching profession. And at the top, I looked down and I realized I still am unfulfilled.
Okay.
I do not want to be here.
Okay.
There is something else for me to do. And I just cried out inside of myself, what is it?
Okay.
What is it? What can I do? And one day, Janice, I became so depressed. And I want to tell you, because I have so many students out there who may be watching this,
okay.
and it wasn't my students.
Yes.
I loved my students. I enjoyed them. I became their mother in the classroom, and we developed rapport that were just wonderful. I got along well with them. I taught them to the best of my ability, but it wasn't the students. It was just something about the profession. I knew that there was something else that I was brought here to do. And I set out on a 20-year quest to find what that was. So after all the efforts to get out, one night as I lay in my bed in my house, looking up into the ceiling in the darkness, and I had become suicidal.
Okay.
Trying to get out of this profession.
Okay.
And with the frustrations and the depression that I dealt with not being able to do it, I thought, well, if I can't get out of this profession, then I would rather leave the earth.
Okay. Okay.
And I sought ways, literally, to end my life. I just wanted it to be over. Because I got to the point where I couldn't go one more day to teach school. And then I thought about my child. I have a daughter. And then I thought about this saying that people say, if you commit suicide, then you're going to go to hell.
You're going to go to hell, that's correct.
And I thought, I don't want to go to hell. I've heard that if you commit suicide, you're going to go to hell. So I said, I don't want to go to hell. I said, oh, what am I going to do? And then what will my daughter do? What will my child do without me? Because she doesn't have any sisters and brothers. I'm her mother. So if I kill myself, what's she going to do? So I lay in the bed in the darkness one night, Janice, and I was looking up to the ceiling. And I looked up there and I said, and I hadn't talked with the Lord in 20 years, in a very long time. I left the church when I was a teenager.
Okay.
Because there was a pastor that disenchanted me. There were some things that he did that I didn't like, and so the devil used that to get me out of the church.
Right.
So I started running away from the church, and I was out of the church for a very long time. And I hadn't talked to the Lord in a long time.
Okay.
But that night, I looked up to the ceiling, and I said, God, I said, I have messed up my life.
Okay.
I said, I have done everything the way I wanted to do it.
Okay.
And I said, I have just created a total mess that I can't get out of.
Okay.
And I talked to the Lord just like I'm talking to you. I said, Lord, I said, I will make a deal with you if you will just come and do anything with me that you wish to do. I said, Lord, I'll do anything. I don't care what it is. I will sweep the streets. I will dump the garbage, not to put down sanitation workers because they are wonderful employees of our city and so necessary and such a blessing. But I said, I will do anything.
Okay.
And I said, just come and tell me what you want me to do.
And at that point, when you talked to the Lord and you asked him to come, I know you were addressing him to come into your life.
And I didn't know it. I didn't know what I was asking.
You didn't even realize.
I was asking for help. Lord, help me. I'm in this trap,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't get. And I told him, I said, if I have to go on like this, I want to go to glory.
Okay.
And I said to him, either you will take me to glory, or I will find a way to get there myself.
Okay.
I said, oh, but I need out of this.
Okay.
And I felt that with all my heart. I
Mhm.
felt that I needed to
Mhm.
get out, or else it was just going to have to be over. I couldn't live any longer.
Mm-hmm.
And Janice, when I went to sleep, and I woke up the next morning, sometime during the night while I was sleeping, the Holy Spirit in his still, wonderful way came and indwelled me as I was sleeping.
Okay.
And when I awakened, I knew it because he was talking through my mouth.
Exactly.
And I woke up and I told my husband, he's my ex-husband now, I looked at him and I said, I am born again.
All right.
The Holy Spirit was talking.
Exactly.
He was, because I didn't know what born again meant.
Exactly.
It had to be the Holy Spirit. I looked at my husband, I said, Alfred, I'm born again. I said, I'm saved. And I didn't understand what saved meant.
Okay.
So it couldn't have been me speaking.
That's right.
It had to be the Lord.
How beautiful.
So and Alfred looked at me and he says, what? He said, are you crazy or what? What do you mean, you saved? You born again? I said, Alfred, I'm saved. I'm born again.
Okay. Okay.
And he looked at me again and he said, well, okay, Carolyn.
Okay.
And he just went on about his business because he couldn't understand what I was talking about.